To our Department of Agriculture family, our colleagues in the DA Bureau of Agricultural Research, sa ating mga mangingisda, magsasaka at kababaihan, isang magandang umaga po at Happy Women's Month. My name is Christina S. Estrada and I'm from the Knowledge Management and Information Systems Division of the DA Bureau of Agricultural Research, and I will be your host for today's seminar. So we normally hold our seminar once a month, but this month we will be having two seminars. Last week, we had Ms. Jasmine Dasilio of the Bicol region, where she talked about the SSNM technology in pineapple. Also, she discussed the role of women in the project, and she said that in the production side, women mostly do light manual labor, such as weeding, but the women take front stage on the enterprise side of it, such as marketing or yung mga mas social side of the production and the enterprise. Speaking of market, we will actually be talking about the market of mushroom products that we have. Our title for today's seminar is Unlocking Livelihood Opportunities for Women, the Potential of Oyster Mushroom-Based Products. But before we introduce our speaker and formally start the knowledge sharing, we have a few reminders. One, please comment your location and affiliation para po alam natin kung hanggang saan ang naaabot ng ating seminar series and of course ng DA Bar. Also, two, please follow our social media pages. So that's facebook.com/DA Bar Official, or just search DA Bureau of Agricultural Research on Facebook, or you may follow us on Instagram at DA Bar Official. And also, in a while, we will be posting two forms. So one is an attendance sheet and the other is a feedback form. The feedback form has a deadline of 12 noon. Please answer both so that you would get certificates from our seminar. And lastly, please ask questions to our expert kasi she's not always here. We have to maximize her presence here. So our expert is one of the younger generations of researchers in the field. She graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in Agricultural Biotechnology from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños in 2016. Since then, she has been working with the Department of Agriculture Regional Field Office 3, where she is currently designated as a Science Research Specialist 2. Her, her areas of expertise include mushroom cultivation and technology business incubation. Let's all welcome Miss Veronica Peralta Mangune. Good morning, Miss Nika.
Good morning po.
It's a pleasure to have you po. So, you have the floor now po for the discussion. Thank you.
Okay po. So, before I start, I'd like to greet everyone here. Good morning and thank you po dahil nakapag-join kayo dito sa seminar na to. And of course, I'd like to thank the DA Bar for giving us the opportunity to share about the mushroom-based products ngayon pong Women's Month. Ayan. So, let me just share my screen. Okay, so sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, oyster mushrooms are a type of edible fungi known for their oyster-shaped caps and mild savory flavors. They grow naturally on decaying wood and are cultivated worldwide for culinary and medicinal purposes. Although here, dito po sa Pilipinas, mas naging common practice na yung pag-grow ng mga oyster mushrooms sa tinatawag po nating fruiting bags, kung saan meron pong mga decomposed substrates na nakalagay sa polypropylene bag. So usual substrates po na ginagamit is rice straw and sawdust. So these mushrooms are rich in protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. And they are also known for their potential health benefits such as lowering cholesterol. So nakalista po dito sa slide na to yung napakaraming health benefits ng oyster mushroom. And usually po ang ginogrow ng ating mga farmers ay yung white oyster mushroom, but pwede rin pong tumubo dito sa Philippines yung ating gray oyster mushroom, pink oyster mushroom, and yellow oyster mushroom. So for the mushroom industry in Central Luzon, white oyster mushroom is the most widely cultivated species in Central Luzon, propagated by 77% of mushroom growers. So ito po ay naging result ng value chain analysis of edible mushrooms in Central Luzon na kinonduct ng 2017 ni Dr. Emily Soriano. So lumabas din po doon sa value chain analysis na yon na ang core problem ng mushroom industry, I think not just in Central Luzon but in other regions as well, is the high perishability of the fresh mushrooms, kung saan naglalast lang po sila ng 3 days at room temperature and up to 6 days under refrigerated condition. So value-adding activities such as developing mushroom-based food products can address this issue and increase profitability by 30 to 70%. And institutions, including the DARFO3, has pursued the development of mushroom-based food products. Noon pong 2015, with funding also from the DA-BAR, the DARFO3 was able to develop initial formulations of 30 mushroom-based products na in-extend po or kinascade sa ating mga mushroom growers and processors here in not just in Central Luzon but in other regions as well. And these efforts again are funded by DA-BAR and focus on the product development and shelf life extension of oyster mushrooms. So among these products are these three products, which are mushroom tocino, mushroom tapa, and mushroom bulgogi. So ito pong mga products na to ay primarily made of fresh oyster mushrooms and aim to serve as a quick or convenient food. It serves as an all-natural and healthy viand for consumers and a healthy alternative to the usual meat products in the market. So just a brief description po of each product. Mushroom tocino is a delicious and healthy plant-based alternative to traditional pork and chicken tocino, and it offers the same sweet, savory, and slightly smoky flavor as its pork counterpart, but with less fat, no cholesterol, and more fiber. For mushroom tapa, it is a nutritious plant-based alternative to traditional beef tapa made from oyster mushrooms marinated in a rich, savory blend. So it's also high in protein and fiber and offers the same smoky, tangy flavor and tender texture. And for mushroom bulgogi, it's a classic take on the Korean dish featuring oyster mushrooms marinated in a rich, sweet, savory sauce. So to explore the market potential of these products, we were able to conduct a study on the market assessment and refinement of oyster mushroom-based products in 2024, last year. So dito po sa market assessment na to, we first conducted food sensory evaluation for the product. So tatlong different sets of panel po yung aming naging panel for the sensory evaluation. We first started with 3 experts. So ito po yung mga talagang part talaga ng work nila, yung mag-conduct ng sensory evaluation. Talagang bihasa na po sila sa pagka-conduct ng sensory evaluation. So after conducting that evaluation with the experts, we use the results to reformulate the product based on their comments and suggestions, and of course their rating for each attribute. And then upon reformulation, we proceeded to conducting sensory evaluation with 50 semi-trained panel. So ito po yung mga panel na nakapag-undergo ng at least 1 sensory evaluation training. So after that evaluation, we used also the results to again reformulate yun pong formulation ng tatlong products, and then we conducted sensory evaluation with 119 target consumers. So these consumers are aged 18 to 50 years old with the interest of finding alternatives to their usual meat food products. So after po nung sensory evaluation with the target consumers, we again reformulated the products based on their comments, suggestions, and rating. So we can see here the target consumers result for the food sensory evaluation, where they evaluated the products based on appearance, color, aroma, texture, taste, aftertaste, and general acceptability. So ang ginamit po nila ay 9-point hedonic scale, with 9 being the highest, meaning that they like the particular attribute extremely, and 1 being the lowest, which means na they dislike the particular attribute extremely. So makikita po natin dito na the results range from 7 to 8, which meant that they like the particular attributes very much, or they liked it moderately. During the sensory evaluation, we also asked the panel their willingness to purchase based on the attributes alone. So lumabas po doon na from 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest, which meant that they would definitely buy the product. So ang naging final rating naman po nila is 4, which meant that they would probably buy all those 3 products. Aside from the sensory evaluation po na aming kinonduct, nag-conduct din po kami ng product concept test with 120 target consumers that are into healthy food, or yun nga po, naghahanap sila talaga ng alternative to their traditional meat products. We also conducted product concept tests with institutional markets such as pasalubong centers, vegan restaurants, convenience stores, and supermarkets. So for the result of the product concept test po under ng market assessment, so 94 to 98% po ang nagsabi na satisfied sila doon sa serving size na 250 grams per pack. And then 94 to 98% din po ang nagsabi na willing sila to purchase the product at the price point na present po namin sa kanila. And then on how often will they buy once it is available in the market. Ayan, so for mushroom tocino, lumalabas po na they would buy the product, 55% of them would buy the product weekly at 1 to 3 packs. Ayan, majority of them at 1 to 3 packs. And then for mushroom tapa, they would buy the product monthly, and majority of them, 71%, at 1 to 3 packs also. And then for mushroom bulgogi, again, majority of them would buy the product monthly at 1 to 3 packs. So for the packaging and layout design, pina-evaluate din po namin sa kanila yung kumbaga visual appeal of the packaging and layout design, so that we would also know how we can improve it. Ayan. So lahat naman po sila ay, or majority of them agreed that they find the product attractive, it is appealing to them, and sa supermarket, the product would stand out to them in a positive way, and that they get positive feeling from the product, and that they are willing to try the product based on its appearance. So for the ROI of the product, ang cost to produce po nung mga products ranges from 59 pesos to 73 pesos. So ang pinakamababa po is with mushroom tocino, and then not so different yung price po to produce the tapa and bulgogi. So ang SRP po na aming nire-recommend for these products is at 100 pesos. And you can see here in the slide our projected ROI, which ranges from 35% to 68%. So for the financial analysis, again, our target buyers are students, young professionals, mothers, health-conscious individuals that are apt to look for healthy alternatives. Our target distribution channel are supermarkets, vegan restaurants, pasalubong centers, convenience stores, and of course, the online market. And our ROI ranges from 36 to 68% with a total capital investment of 2 million, where bulk of it naman is for the processing facility po. If talagang magsisimula sa scratch yung magiging interesadong mag-adopt nitong ating technology. And then payback period will be after 2 years. So these products were already promoted in different events. during the second National Agriculture and Fisheries Technology Exhibition hosted by the DA Bar. It was also a pitch during the regional pitching under the DOST RACE program. And then also, it was involved in the display of DOST or Region 3 products po during the Agri-Aqua Innovation Pitch Fest 2024 and our own technology forum held last year at Angeles, Pampanga. Ayan. So, I hope I have convinced you that meron pong potential itong mga oyster mushroom-based products na ito as additional livelihood source of particularly of women since we really see na talagang kayang-kaya tong gawin ng ating mga women adopters in the future since we are in the process pa lang po of preparing on the technology transfer of these products. So, yun lang po. Thank you. Ma'am Christina, sorry, hindi po kayo audible.
Thank you, Thank you, Miss Nika. So thank you, Miss Nika, for the presentation of on the enterprise using oyster mushroom as meat substitute for processed meat products. Before we proceed po with our Q&A, again, the few reminders, please magtanong po kayo kay Miss Nika. And also, we already posted an attendance sheet and a feedback form which you have to answer both to get certificates. And also, pasilip po natin yung demographics ng ating attendees for today. Saglit lang po. Let me just open our Google form. So, ngayon po, Miss Nika, yung attendees natin, 72% are women. And yung age range niya, well represented naman po lahat ng age range. Pero yung pinakamadami, which is at 70%, are the 20s. So, 20 to 29-year-olds. We also have 30s and yung meron din po tayong mga 60s and older. And sa location po, pinakamadami so far is Soc-Sargent at 18%, then Central Luzon, and the rest of the regions are well represented naman. Then sa occupation po, madami tayong mga estudyante and agriculturists. And in terms of their affiliations, madami po tayong from state universities and colleges at 24%, pero mas madami po yung unaffiliated. So I assume our audience or participants today, so 29% of them, interesado lang talagang makinig sa diniscuss mo today. Then also, meron din tayong members of the indigenous cultural communities or indigenous peoples. Meron din po tayong persons with disability and members ng farmer and fisher folk cooperatives and association. So meron po tayo dito Barangay Suyo Farmers Association, meron tayong Quirino Dairy Cooperative, meron tayong from Calinog Farmers Association, and also merong Romblon Farmers Association, Haro Organic Farmer Association, and many more. And we also have members of the Rural Improvement Club. So yung Rural Improvement Club po, they're non-government women's organization. So we have members from 6 RICs. So we have San Francisco Rural Improvement Club, Upland Rural Improvement Club, and others, and many more po. So, sobrang interesado po ng ating kababaihan sa inyong presentation today. So, now we proceed po to the question and answer. And since it's Women's Month pa din, yung uunahin pong question is from our colleague in the APAR. So, nagtatanong po si colleague kung ano ang role ng women sa project and paano daw po magbe-benefit yung ating kababaihan sa project, Ms. Nika.
Okay po. So, yun nga po, no, sa first part kasi, which is yung diniscuss ko, that's actually component one of the project, which is the market assessment and refinement of oyster mushroom-based products since it has been an agreement with the ABAR na kailangan po namin alamin din talaga yung market potential of the product before we transfer it to our intended adopters. So right now, we're just waiting actually for the notice to proceed for the next component, which is the technology transfer of these oyster mushroom-based products to one farmer association in Nueva Ecija. So doon po sa farmer association na yon, clear naman po when we had our initial planning that it would be the women who would be in charge in preparing these products since yun nga po yung mga men kasi ang nakatutok doon sa production ng fruiting bags ng mushrooms na gagamitin nila ng fresh mushrooms na gagamitin nila as supply to produce the product. So yun po ang nakaplan namin. At least 15 women members would be actively involved in the processing and not just in the processing but in the marketing of these oyster mushroom-based products.
So very consistent pa din po. Parang consistent din sa sinabi last week ni Miss Jazz na yung women are more on the less on the labor, less on the heavy labor, more of the post-production and the marketing. So it's good that we are giving opportunities to women to earn a living. And yun po, for me, it only highlights that women are also forefront of or front workers of our development ng economy natin and overall in the Philippines. Then we proceed to the next question po. This one from Miss Daisy Kaya. Yeah, this one from Miss Daisy Kayatuna. Will I be able to adopt the said technology as an aspiring entrepreneur in Northern Mindanao? And nagtatanong na po siya ng cost and gaano daw po katagal yung success in putting up the business.
Okay po. So, Ms. Daisy, thank you so much for your interest in the technologies. Siguro po we will coordinate with the Department of Agriculture Regional Field Office in Northern Mindanao on how we can facilitate po your adoption of the technology since ayun nga po kami po kasi ay based sa Central Luzon, pero syempre we wouldn't limit naman our capacity to to get the technologies adopted just here sa Central Luzon. So we will coordinate po on how this could be possible. I'll just get your email address po from the attendance sheet from the DA bar. And then on how much will it cost you po to adopt the technology, sa initial computation po kasi namin, if wala talagang existing processing facility, si adopter, it would cost at least 2 million. Pero kung naman po meron ng facility na i-improve na lang for it to comply with the standards for a food processing facility. So, syempre po, less for sure. Very less lang. Kasi wala naman pong equipment talaga na kailangan dito. Lalo na if you're gonna start po, hindi naman super laki pa. And then, on how long will it take to succeed in putting up the business? Yun nga po, ang payback period po doon sa computation namin na 2 million would be 2 years. Yan. So, yun.
Okay. So, thank you, Miss Nika. So, if basically, Miss Nika said na if you don't have the machines yet, you would need around 2 million.
Yes,
So,
the facility, the processing facility.
tapos, based on the computation, the ROI is between 30 to around 60%. So, it would
Yes.
take around 3 years. Ayun po din. Madami pong nagtatanong here. Let me just check the other related questions po. Okay. So, i-up ko lang po ito. So, nagtatanong po kung magpo-provide ng technical assistance. Yun po. So, what you would do po ba, Miss Nika, is you would also, ano pong magiging sistema nyo yan in case the the ano yun, yung mga gusto mag-adopt ng technology is not from Central Luzon. Ano po yung gagawin nila and gagawin ninyo din?
Okay po. So, eto rin pong si Miss Cyril ay not from Central Luzon, no?
Hindi ko po sure actually, pero let's assume that she isn't.
Ayun, sige po. So, yun nga po, we are very much willing to help you even if you're not here in Central Luzon. But we would have to coordinate po with the DA Regional Field Office in your area. So, hopefully po, meron silang technology business incubation since sa ngayon yun yung naiisip kong easier and faster way to have you adopt these technologies. So, may mga co-incubation um, processes po kasi tayong pwedeng gawin na sa amin yung technology, pero yung technology business incubator po sa inyong region ang magiging in charge doon sa other services that you would need to establish a technology-based agri-enterprise. So for Ms. Cyril, yes po, we can provide technical assistance. I will just get also your email address so I can update you once we have coordinated with the DA RFO in your area. Kasi yun nga po, magiging problema natin ang logistics if ever. Yan.
Okay. So just coordinate with the regional office na may jurisdiction sa area natin. Then hopefully makipag-coordinate sila with DA Region 3. Then hopefully they also have technology business incubation. So we have to still, as it's been consistent sa ating mga seminars and other talks or ganaps in DA na sobrang importante ng coordination, not just with DA offices or attached agencies, but also yung ating adopters, yung ating potential consumers, ating private sector. Sana po ano din kayo, parang mag-reach out din kayo sa ating regional offices kasi we also have programs for you. And yun po. May nagtatanong po dito, ano daw po yung difference ng oyster mushroom sa other types of mushroom in terms of taste and texture?
Okay po. So yung oyster mushroom po natin, medyo mild lang yung kanyang earthy flavor compared po doon sa ating ibang mushrooms like the straw mushroom. Yun po kasi yung mas kilala nung ating mga kapwa Pilipino. Yan. So yung yung straw mushrooms po or kabuting dayami, kabuting saging, yun yung ibang tawag sa kanya. Yung mga tumutubo po sa dayami, especially kapag umuulan. Yan. So mas mild po yung flavor or yung taste ng oyster mushroom compared po doon sa straw mushroom na mas kilala natin. And then in terms of texture, mas makunat po siya sa straw mushroom, pero mas makunat pa po yung ibang mushrooms natin. Like datengang daga, yan, yung mga nakikita natin sa japchae. Yan. So, yun po yung kanyang difference from the other types of mushrooms in terms of taste and texture.
Okay po. So, in general, yung ating oyster mushroom is a bit mild in terms
Yes.
of taste, but it's a bit more makunat than other mushrooms.
Yes.
Pero hindi kasing kunat ng tengang daga.
Yeah.
So, Miss Mary Chris Ramos is also asking kung ano daw po yung mushroom na currently cultivated for commercial sale and ano daw po yung mga markets nila.
Ayan. So, sa ngayon po, ang dito sa Central Luzon, and I think for the other regions as well, ang talagang top produced edible tropical mushroom is yun pong oyster mushroom. So yun nga po sa Central Luzon, 77% of our mushroom growers, they grow oyster mushroom because of the ease. Madali po kasi siyang i-culture. madali siyang gawan ng pure culture, ng binhi, and ng fruiting bag compared to the other mushrooms, especially the straw mushroom. Medyo mahirap po kasi talaga yun i-cultivate. And then, pero yeah, ang second po after the oyster mushroom is the straw mushroom. And then, sa ngayon po, very few na lang ang nag-grow nun pong milky mushroom na isa pong tropical edible mushroom din. In terms of market, sa ngayon po yung mga growers natin, dahil nga nauuso na po yung mga plant-based products, ang talagang market nila is yun pong mga nagpa-process ng mga mushroom products. Specifically, yung ating mushroom chicharon na nauso na talagang alternative to the usual snack. Yan, kasi mas healthy siya. So, yun po. And also sa mga vegan restaurants, nauso na po yung iba't ibang mga plant-based na mga ulam. So, usually po, ang pinagbebentahan talaga ng ating mga mushroom growers ay yung mga mushroom processors or yung mga restaurants na nag-offer ng plant-based food products.
So in the Philippines po mostly it's still oyster mushroom kasi madali din yung production, cultivation niya. And yung parang niche market po yung ano nyo, di ba? Mostly yung target market nyo, mostly vegetarians and vegans. Also, someone's asking, so Miss Ana Freda Romorosa is asking kung kumusta daw po yung shelf life niya and how does it compare to the meat-based products that we have.
Okay po. So sa ngayon po, ang nakandak pa lang po namin na shelf life analysis is yung aming in-house. So lumabas po dun sa in-house na up to 3 months yung kanyang shelf life. Although we have yet to submit the products for a third-party shelf life analysis. So hopefully po mas matagal kasi yun nga na ano naman na siya, na-refine pa siya. From the previous 3-month shelf life analysis that we did.
Okay, so yung sure pa lang po is 3 months, but hopefully based on the future analysis is mas better pa yung, longer pa yung shelf life niya. In case po ba do you have ways pa naman to elongate the shelf life of the product? Meron po ba?
Yes, ina-explore po namin. Actually, isa yun sa mga i-explore din namin dun, with the target adapter since yun pong further refinement ng products will be done with the target adapter.
Okay. So, ito po, nag-overflow yung questions right now. May nagtatanong daw po, ano daw po ang health benefits ng consuming oyster mushrooms and how do they compare to the common types of mushrooms?
So
May
actually,
difference.
opo. So actually, as far as I have read, parang wala naman pong unique na talagang health benefit yung oyster mushroom with the rest of the mushrooms that we can consume. So, yun po, doon sa pinasan ko po kanina, it has no cholesterol, high in fiber, high in protein, and vitamins and minerals.
Okay, so wait, almost the same as every other mushroom. It's just that the oyster mushroom is parang it's a bit easier to produce here and nagsa-surplus po tayo at times. And the thing is, still, ang iksi lang po ng shelf life niya as a fresh produce. That's why it's very good po din naisip nyo siya, na-innovate nyo siya as a processed meat, direct meat alternative, not just pang sahog sa gulay, not just pang sahog sa dish, but actual tapa, actual tocino. And okay. So Mr. Manzur Camino is asking kung ano daw po yung technical practices in cultivating mushrooms in farming.
Ayan, thank you po sir for the interest. So medyo mahaba po kasi yung process but we are very willing to share it with you. You can email me po. I will or I will just get your email address from the attendance sheet of the DA bar so we can discuss how you can attend a webinar. We conduct monthly webinars po on mushroom production under the DARFO3. So hopefully makapag-join po kayo so that you can know in detail yun pong mga technical practices in cultivating mushrooms.
Okay. So, just basic. Okay. So for this po, you can just message DA bar and we can just exchange details with Miss Nika. Then, okay. So, eto po may nagtanong about free training on mushroom production and processing. So, according to Miss Nika, they provide it naman po. You just really have to coordinate.
Yes
So, ano
po.
po yung usual channels nyo for this? Is it face-to-face? Do you do webinars or what?
Opo. So yung webinar po, monthly po yun. We post on our Facebook page, CLIARC Mushroom Technology and Development Center. So pwede nyo pong i-like yan para po maabangan ninyo yung schedule for the month of April. And then if you would want po a face-to-face training, possible din naman po yun. All you have to do is request. Sulat lang po sa DARFO3 kung kayo po ay tiga Central Luzon. Pero if you're situated po in the other regions, I know that the other DA regional field offices po, they also conduct trainings. So, magre-request lang po kayo sa kanila.
Okay po. So again, please just coordinate either with us or if you're from Central Luzon, please coordinate with DA Central Luzon. Or if you're not from Central Luzon, coordinate with your regional field offices. If not, you can just follow the page of CLIARC because they offer monthly webinars. Tapos, so this one is okay. Most of our most of our audience are basically asking for hands-on training. So either face-to-face or webinars. Ayun po, we just keep repeating, just coordinate with us. Find a way to coordinate with us and we'll coordinate with each other po. And this one po, according to Miss Nicole Van Javier, ano daw po yung other ways to alternative the market mushroom produce?
What is alternative to market? Okay. So, the fresh mushrooms po siguro yung tinutukoy niya, no? Well, aside po doon sa tatlong mushroom-based products na diniscuss ko po ngayon, yun nga po, meron kaming iba pang products. One is the mushroom crackers, which we already developed po and napa-adopt na rin po namin sa isang association. So I can just contact you, Miss Nicole, on if you're interested sa adoption po ng mushroom crackers. Or if not mushroom crackers, we also have other mushroom-based products. Yun nga lang po, for the other mushroom-based products, talagang initial formulation pa lang siya. So if you would want to know about those products, medyo matagal pa po yung proseso niya before you can really have it commercialized. So yun po, I will just get in touch with you for other options po ng mushroom products.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Nika. Miss Nika, this will be our last question and basically this would be coming from me because earlier na-notice ko po, it was around the slide na you were comparing, according to the consumers, you were comparing kung gaano ba kadalas gustong bilhin ng consumers yung tocino versus tapa and versus bulgogi. And na andun din po yung ROI nila and yung cost ng production. So na-notice ko lang po, is it possible to share that slide po?
Okay po. Wait.
I think it's around the middle. Kasi I noticed that the consumers are more willing to buy the tocino more often. Sinabi po ba nila yung reasons why they want to purchase the tocino more than the other two products?
Um, Ayan, eto ma'am. Yeah, how often will they buy? Actually, yeah, weekly po, 55% of them. Tama kayo, ma'am. Mas madami ang may gusto ng tocino. And ang naging conclusion kasi namin doon when we analyze the data, talaga po kasi yung mga um, individuals that we had for the sensory evaluation. Dun sa first part kasi, inalam din namin how often do they consume the traditional tocino, the traditional tapa, the traditional bulgogi. And talagang halos lahat, majority of them talaga, they consume tocino more than tapa and bulgogi. So, I'm not sure if yun nga po because of the alam mo yun, common, hindi siya misconception, but the common knowledge na mahihilig talaga sa matatamis ang mga Pilipino. So, siguro nga po kaya ganon na talagang mas prefer din nila na bilhin ang tocino over tapa and bulgogi.
So parang ano din po, ako din parang somehow parang inisip ko maybe it's the cultural practices. Kasi mas madalas, I mean, at least with my peers, more often hear them talk about tocino than tapa and bulgogi. So I think that's just been a common practice. But then, na-follow up ko din po, kasi I noticed na yung the cost of production of the casino is lower than the other two. I think the other one has, I think it's 40, around 40, while the two are around 60s. And considering also the fact na at least based on your market assessment, na mas madaming parang mas likely bilhin ng mga tao at mas madalas yung casino. Would this affect your would this count as a consideration in your production in the future? Like, would you be marketing the tocino more than the other two products? Would you be producing more of the tocino versus the others, or what?
Yes po. Tama ka dun, ma'am, actually. Kaya namin inalam actually their willingness to buy the certain product at what quantity and how frequent would they buy it is for us to get to get the data on kung ano yung volume of production na isiset namin for our target adopters. So, since yun nga po yung naging result, talagang ang nakapropose namin for the technology transfer is mas mataas yung volume ng mushroom tocino products na ipoproduce compared doon po sa mushroom tapa and mushroom bulgogi.
Okay, so, dapat po talaga kino-consider natin kung ano yung pulso ng ating mga
Yes.
kababayan. As again, yung ano po natin, yung mga dine-develop natin sa DA, it's always in consideration with our consumers. Parang yung development, it's research for development. It does not just exist in a vacuum. Parang may system ito, like different systems, the consumers and everything. We always have to consider that. Ang dami pong nagtatanong. Ito po, is the product available na po daw sa market, and where can we purchase po?
Ayun. So sa ngayon po, hindi pa. But hopefully, by the third or fourth quarter, depende po sa aming adopter. Pero definitely this year, it would be available na po in the market.
So far po, ano po yung market or ano po yung platforms na kino-consider ninyo for this?
Yun nga po, we had initial talks na po with some institutional markets such as pasalubong centers, vegan restaurants, convenience stores, and supermarkets here in Region 3. So, yun po.
So I think it's also good to consider po yung mga online markets
Yes.
natin.
Opo.
Kasi
Yes,
sure po,
we will definitely oversee na makakarating po yan online since yun nga po mukhang maraming interesado from the other regions.
Kasi po may nagtatanong din dito like this one. So Miss Joan Lawrence Villapando, nagtatanong siya if it's also possible to make that tocino mushroom kahit walang machines or kahit walang facility.
Yes po, kayang-kaya naman kung small quantity lang and for household consumption. Yes po.
Okay, ma'am. So, ano po yung, so far, can you give us a gist of the procedures on how to do the tocino, oyster mushroom tocino na ano lang, sa bahay lang?
Opo. So basically, ano lang po, parang yung traditional tocino lang din talaga na ima-marinate mo siya and then after ilang days, pwede mo na siyang i-pan-fry.
Okay, so marinate and pan fry. Okay, so masyado po tayong na-extend sa Q&A. Ang dami pong interesado. So yung gist po natin so far, kasi most of the questions are regarding availing trainings. So po, again, please coordinate either with your regional offices, with the DA Central Luzon if you're from Central Luzon, or please follow the CLIARC page kasi
Yes.
dun sila nagpo-post ng webinars, or you
Yes.
can just message the APAR. Now, tapusin na po natin yung Q&A portion. And thank you po, Ms. Nika, for this presentation and this Q&A. Oh, yeah, sorry. Lastly po pala, to close the Q&A, basically, what would be your words of wisdom and message to the researchers in the agri-fishery sector and of course to our farmers?
Sige po. So, actually kami po sa DARFO3, we are currently in the process of refining our policies and procedures in the implementation of our R&D. And then from focusing merely on technology generation, tapos after nun extension, we now see the importance of how some technologies can be better utilized and transferred through commercialization. So siguro ang message po na mabibigay ko sa aking kapwa researchers is tayo mismo as researchers, we have to understand that unless a technology provides additional income to its target adopter, sayang yung ilang years na effort and not to mention the resources from the government. So we really have to make sure that the value of these technologies are realized by our adopters with the hope na they can build sustainable technology-based agri-enterprises out of the technologies na tinatransfer po natin sa kanila. And then I hope that our farmers would also be aware na meron po tayong mga ganitong proseso na ginagawa bago po makarating sa kanila yung mga technology na binabahagi natin sa kanila since ayaw naman natin na after natin silang turuan about dun sa technology, bahala na sila, ganyan. So that's why we really conduct studies to really have market-oriented technologies na magiging basis, yung mga market studies na yun, magiging basis ng ating adopters on how or where they could market the products.
Thank you, Miss Nika. So, ayun, dagdag na din po sa sinabi ni Miss Nika, and I will also reinforce what she said. Kasi po, in our research classes before, when I was younger, I didn't understand why they said na research should be for the improvement of the community. And right now, based on say Miss Nika's research, Miss Nika's project, nakikita natin na yung ginagawa ng ating regional offices, ng ating agriculturists, ng ating researchers and scientists, hindi sila ginagawa just for the sake of doing an experiment or conducting something. They are doing it for the good of the greater people. And yun po, sana din po mas ma-emphasize natin lalo or mas maintindihan lahat ng tao na the researchers, the regional offices, the farmers, the private sector, we should all collaborate kasi we could learn from each other. We could earn with each other, from each other as well. So, yun po. And Ms. Nika, thank you po for sharing your expertise and passion to the public. We'll be sending you the certificate. We have it right now. We'll just find a way to send it to you. And I'll be reading the certification po. The DA Bureau of Agricultural Research awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Miss Veronica P. Mangune for sharing her invaluable knowledge during the DA Bar online seminar series, Unlocking Livelihood Opportunities for Women, the Potential of Oyster Mushroom-Based Product, held on the 27th of March via StreamYard and DA Bar Facebook page. Given this 27th day of March 2025 in Diliman, Quezon City, signed by DA Bar Director Dr. Janelle B. Soriano. And this concludes our online seminars on the livelihood opportunities on the oyster mushroom-based products. Muli maraming salamat po, Ms. Nika. And to our audience, participants, reminders po, yung attendance sheet and feedback form po, they're only till 12 noon. And if you have questions on the seminar, please follow the Facebook page of DA Region 3. So it's facebook.com/DARFO3, or you can search Department of Agriculture Central Luzon and follow nyo na din po yung CLIARC. So I'm not sure, di ko po alam kung how you spell it out, pero I think it's CLIARC. So I think it's attached to the Central Luzon's Facebook page din po. Or of course, please message the IBAR so that we can forward your inquiries to Miss Nika and the rest of her team. So again, our Facebook page in the A-Bar is facebook.com/theabarofficial, or search the Bureau of Agricultural Research on Facebook, or follow us on Instagram at the A-Bar Official. Para po alam natin or updated tayo sa ganap sa the A-Bar, online seminars man yan or hindi, that might benefit or interest you. Once again, we would like to thank Miss Veronica P. Mangune of the Central Luzon. And salamat din po sa ating viewers for being very active in participating in our knowledge exchange today. Miss Nika, do you have anyone to thank, or may gusto ka po bang sabihin or pasalamatan?
Yeah, I would just like to thank again the DA Bar for not just funding our research and development studies, but also for giving us opportunities like these to share with other people, especially our target clients, of course, our farmers. Yun pong mga ginagawa natin for them.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you din, Miss Nika. And it's very inspiring po that you are doing researchers for this, especially to the sectors sa laylayan, including the women. And sana po, I'm hoping for the success of the oyster mushroom product. Sana po, mas ma-develop pa natin further. Sana po, we could have funds pa lalo para mas ma-extend yung shelf life and mas ma-improve pa yung ating products. And mas madamihan pa, of course, yung ating processed products that are made from mushroom. So palakpakan at pusuan po natin si Ma'am Veronica. And dito po nagtatapos ang ating free online seminar for March. This is Tin, and isang mapagpalang umaga sa ating lahat. Kita-kita po tayo sa sunod na seminar at sa mga susunod pa. Happy Women's Month po.